Hi, writers. Hi, story keepers. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Ebony, your Write Well coach. I'm an author of books for young children and then also an English professor. And I'm here to talk to you about how we document family stories. So, if you are brand new, welcome. The enrollment form is linked in my bio. If you are have been in the class for a while, we are on session 5 and we're talking about how to conduct interviews today. So you have homework that you've done from classes 1 through 3. Last week we did a little bit of a review of 1 through 3, so you have your homework assignment ready. So we are going to plug right on through, okay? Um, let's start with, what is a story keeper? You may be asking yourself. Am I supposed to be in this class? What does this have to do with writing? I love stories, but what are you talking about? So, being a story keeper in your family means that you are the unofficial historian. Okay. You carry all of the stories, you carry all of the memories, you carry all of the anecdotes that you've collected over the years. If you're just starting, welcome. You can be the story keeper of your family if you are interested. Story keepers, you're tasked with preserving and sharing your family's story, which is really, really important, especially given the time period that we're in, right? So story keepers are tasked with gathering stories. You are interviewing your family members. You are collecting memories. You are having conversations when you're at family reunions. You are jotting down details about who is who and what they have accomplished and the messages they have for future generations. It's really important. Um, as a story keeper, you're also charged with preserving the memories, okay? You're organizing all of this information in some memorable way, okay? Some safe guarded way. You can write books, you can do audio recordings, you can create a photo album, you can create a digital archive, whatever medium is your preference, that's what you can use. Um, as a story keeper, you're also tasked with sharing the information that you accumulate. Okay. You are passing down these stories to future generations, and that's such an important responsibility. It carries a lot of weight. Okay. So future generations are going to look back to say, who was a story keeper in our families and what stories did they pass down to us? And what's the meaning of these stories, and how can we learn from the stories? How can we learn about our identities, about how we should move about the world, and what we should contribute to the world? Okay. Um, Story keepers also help to connect family members. You are using the stories to foster a greater sense of community, a greater sense of connection, a greater sense of belonging within your family. Okay. You're also honoring the past by being a story keeper. Okay. We know that learning about our past helps us um, know who we are. So we have a sense of self. It also helps us learn how to navigate in the present times. And it's more important than ever. It always will be to know who we are, how we should be moving, how our ancestors moved, who our ancestors were. So a story keeper keeps track of all this information and passes this information along. Okay. You are an important resource in your family. All right. So that's what story keeping is all about. All right. This is super, super important. All right. So have you ever thought about writing your family history, starting to collect that information? That's what we're doing here in this class. Your challenge for today is to conduct your interviews. All right. Class 1, your assignment was to identify 3 people in your family that you could interview and um, create a list of at least 10 open-ended questions that you could ask these people in your family. Okay. So you have that information all ready to go. Remember, those are open-ended questions that help you um, have some conversation, share stories. Okay. So avoid the yes, no questions for now. Ask some open-ended questions like, what is your best memory? What are you afraid of? how should we think about this? What is your philosophy on life? How do you define love? You know, those kind of questions that help your interviewee, help your family member give you lots of good information that you can take notes on. Okay. I want you to take notes while you're asking these questions and having these conversations too. Don't try and capture every word. You can use a recorder, audio record, but just capture name, date, make a bullet points list of major ideas, okay, so that you can go back and fill in the blanks later. Really listen, pay attention though while you're having these conversations. You also started to gather your materials. Are you have a journal that you're taking notes in. You have collected family photos and documents, letters that have been written. You have maybe old diaries that you have, things that were already in your home. Okay. You have taken notes on those photos. You've added names and dates, and tried to piece together a story with all the materials that you already have around you. In a couple of weeks, we're going to go to the library and start doing some digging on, or go to the library, aka Google, or ask family members. You're gonna find the information any way that you can. Okay, I have a list of resources also linked in my bio, so there's plenty of options of where we could find additional information. But start with what you already have at home. Okay, so you already collected the material, you've already identified the people that you're going to interview, and you have already started putting the pieces of the puzzle together by taking notes on all of those documents. Okay, so now the challenge is conduct the interviews. Schedule a time to meet with these three people. You can interview more than three if you would like. Three is the goal. If you can only find one family member, that's okay. Start there. Okay, grow wherever we are planted. All right. So schedule those meetings. You can do it either in person or remotely. Either way works. Be a good listener, okay? Um, and encourage them to share as many memories as they possibly can. All right. The goal is to um, uh, receive stories, learn from the stories, pass the stories along. And you're the story keeper. You're documenting this. Okay. Record the interviews if possible so that you don't miss anything, and you can go back later so that you can participate in the moment and then go back later and review to see if you missed anything. All right. So record, interview, ask your questions, take notes along the way. All right. Um, you can also, if you are an excellent note taker, take note of their voice, take note of the emotion, take note of their expressions, take note of all of the laughter, some of the sadness. Try and capture the room, right? Use your five senses for those of you who have written that descriptive essay in beginning English comp. Okay, use all five senses. Try and capture the temperature of the room while you're giving the interviews, conducting the interviews. All right. Um, Definitely write down the names, dates, and time that you conducted the interview as well, so that you remember that you were a part of this process. All right. Your assignment, conduct those interviews. And part two of that assignment, once you have all of the details that you could possibly collect at your home and in these interviews, you want to do some outside research. Start trying to fill in the pieces of the puzzle that you do not have. There are a list of resources in my bio that will help you. There's plenty of places, okay? I love the library, public library. It's free. I am a strong advocate for going to the library, okay? Start asking questions. Start reading up on your family members and their contributions, okay, so that you can pass this information along. Thank you for being a part of this process. I'm excited that you're learning about your family. I'm excited for all of you story keepers out there. It's a hugely important role. I'm super proud of you. Like this video, share, subscribe, and visit the link in my bio. Have a great day.